It's horrible outside at the moment. Standard British weather. Love it. It's been raining non-stop for a good few days now, so I've not been out to shoot any videos. So I'm pulling from my back burner, and today I will be going through my current collection and what I have from my gear acquisition syndrome. Most of it are film cameras. There are a couple that I won't be showing. They're currently all sat in my little section. So there are a couple of things I won't be showing, but that's only because I want to bring them up in another video. So to start off with, we're going to go through my cameras that I've used pretty much all the time. These are my SLR cameras. I've got a Pentax P30T with a 35 to 80mm lens on it. I love this lens. It's just so versatile because I do a lot of mostly scenic shots. I think I would say I'm more of I still have a subject, but that's mostly a coastal and a lot doing that sort of things. Only recently I've been branching out, trying out so many more different types of things, thanks to this. But currently there is a roll of film in there. It is Portra 400. It was from a video that will probably already be out. It was on a diesel gala train day that I went to on my dad on a Heritage Watercress line. They are having a steam train day soon, so I think I'm going to be finishing off that roll and then finishing off that video. Along with that, I have the original one, the Pentax P30. So this was my brother's camera and he gifted it to me. This camera is the reason I got back into film photography. Backstory, used to do it in college and then stopped, went into normal working life and all of that sort of thing, and then my brother got me into it because we worked on a project in COVID, and I've not stopped taking photos since. The last SLR I've got, which is my favourite, is I've got a Asari Pentax MX. This camera is absolutely wonderful. Again, I've got a 35 to 80mm film lens on this. I got it because I bought the lens because I love the other one, but I didn't want to put this one matches the silver. So the big difference with this one is that you can change the ISO manually on this. The other two are DX code readers. So for a couple of the projects that I've been doing, such as the shooting or trying to make my own version of Aerochrome, even though loads of other people have done it already before. Yeah, I've been using it on this because the film that I've been using to do it is a variable speed, and I find I get better results at a certain ISO. But this is one of my favourites. The only downside to this one is that the contacts in the bottom of underneath this base plate, where it's the power part for the light meter, sometimes they disconnect from expanding or de-expanding from heat and cold. So I have had to do a little repair, but it seems to be working at the moment. After those, I haven't shot this camera in a very, very long time, but I have got the Polaroid I-Type. I would like to start doing some more Polaroid stuff. I've just not bought any film for it because I only buy film when I need it. I try not to hoard film, mainly because I don't have a fridge to keep them in. So the film that I do currently have is all away in a nice dry place. However, I know it's not necessarily the correct way of storing it, but I shoot them all before their expiry date. So it doesn't really overly affect the film. The only time I would need to do that is if I knew I was not going to be shooting that after the expiry date. However, regardless of that, I haven't bought any of that for this in a very long time. I would like to try and use it, mainly because of obviously I can I'd like to try and do some self-portraits with this, because you can control this one with your phone. But then that leads me on to the other one I've got, the Polaroid 1000. I've not used this camera yet. It was gifted to me. I'm due to try and due to buy a roll of SX70 film to then obviously do this. So maybe I'll do a whole video over these two Polaroid cameras and what I think the differences are. I mean, obviously they're obvious. One was made years ago, one was made only a few years ago. I have got the light bar for it as well, but I need to see if that works as well. Moving on from there, we'll do all my point and shoot cameras. I've got a couple, so I'm not going to go over this one too much because I never used it. Brought this for a holiday that I went on to try and get some underwater shots. The film never would latch on to the sprockets on the inside, maybe because it cost me all of 20 quid. So I've got it. I will try and use it again at another point, but I'm not really overly that stressed about that camera. I have got a Canon L Snappy Macro. Took this to the Dominican with me. It produced some beautiful shots. I will put some photos after each camera, just to break this up, but also so you can see what each one of these have done. They will be for my archive thing, not any of new photos, but yeah. The next one I've got, which has its own case, which was gifted to me by my mum and dad, is the Olympus AM100. This camera is wonderful. It's got a great lens on it. The only thing I struggle with on this camera is that the flash is permanently on, and it's automatic. Even if I press the landscape or the portraiture button down on this side here, it doesn't seem to make a difference on that. So the flash seems to go off even if there is light, but it's just low light. A bit irritating, but is what it is. And then my last one is a Rollei Zoom X100 105. 115, sorry. If you look, I don't know if it's going to focus. Unfortunately, this front bit has disintegrated, and I've lost all the plastic parts to get it fixed. It doesn't affect the actual camera itself though, so that side of things is fine. It doesn't really bother me that too much. It's just more the aesthetic. I'm probably never going to sell this camera because I absolutely love it, and I will do eventually a review on all my favourite cameras that I own, because you can do things on this like macro. It's got macro settings. It has got a plus exposure and things like that, and you can also, I know many photographers will probably be like, oh, that's disgusting, and I agree, because I would rather have an X-Pan or something like that, but you can switch it to panoramic mode. I've never used it. Many people in the community don't like the idea of 35mm camera like this to do panoramic shots. Best off getting a panoramic camera, but don't have that kind of money. Following that, I've got two medium format cameras. One I'm not going to show, but this one is my TLR. It's a Yashica mat. I really love this camera. It's so, when you're out in the field, quick and easy to use. It is a waist level viewfinder. I took this out on that train day, so this will be really is such a good camera when you're, I think personally, when you're on the move. My other medium format camera is great for that, but I like to take my time with that camera, mainly because I get even better shots out of that one. But for being quick, simple, and getting good shots, again, a good piece. Besides the camera I'm filming on, which is my Sony Handycam, I've also got Canon 7D, which somehow has turned itself on. I only really use digital if I'm working for someone and doing a project, or working like an event or something like that, and they're going to want to use film. personally I just find it easier. But I have done some recent work with film, and I've also got a Canon 550D which I'm planning on doing a video with and putting that to full conversion. I have got 3 others, but again I want to show them as part of my other YouTube videos, and I have got a couple of other videos that I might do. Yeah, so that's currently where we are at. I do have plans on a couple of other cameras, however, whether it's more of a case of being able to afford. Yeah, anyway, that's my collection. I'm going to stop rambling on. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe. Thank you.